Hello everyone, welcome to my blog. Today, the topic that I'm going to take forward is Agile. Agile, as the name itself says, move quickly, and same is the case with the methodology. It is very fast, very easy, and at a very fast methodology. Very fast, as in the output or the tangible project that you are supposed to deliver, you are able to see it in the matter of 14 to 30 days. So it's extensively used across all organizations because everybody wants delivery very soon. So that is why it is one of the technologies which is widely spread, and the people who have worked on this technology in various domains, they are look uh, all the organizations, they actually look forward for all such people who have worked on agile. So uh, here the main responsibility that we have here is that it focuses on the quality of the software, and it provides better responsiveness and the changes in the business needs. That is very easy in this methodology. So it has gained a lot of popularity. Why? Because it leads the final product very soon, and that is what is required by every organization. At the end of the day, if you are investing money in something, you want to see the end product, and agile gives you that, and very quickly. So that is why it is used extensively. And talking about when it came into picture was around 2001. We had the set of around 17 programmers who came up with this idea of agile, and it was manifested across the globe, that they have something like agile software development and which can be used extensively. So agile, it, the main focus that we have for agile is that it is a result oriented approach. Means it is focused on the output. That is the key focus that agile has. It focuses on the team, that we give lot of importance to the team in agile, because the set of team members is not, it's not a very huge team that works for agile. We have set of 6 to 9 people who work in agile for a given project. So the focus is on the result, focus is on the team, and it's very flexible as in you can change the requirements when they are required, and if client is ready to change it, then we are very flexible that we change it. And it's very adaptability is very good, and everybody who is involved, they are supposed to take up the ownership of the work that they are doing. So which makes people very independent in the organization. So anybody who is working on agile, that person is, I would say, even if a person is having 3 years or 4 years of experience, the amount of ownership you are supposed to take in agile, it makes you a lot more confident and a very responsible person, because you can do a lot of things on your own. Okay. So the key features is it's iterative. Iterative means it happens in the repetitions. It's not a like waterfall, that it's not a linear model. It's not a straight going forward. It's a iteration that you can actually go back. So, and it's time boxed iteration means you have fixed that. Okay, so the very first output that we are going to receive, how many days we can see that. So client can question you, and yes, you are answerable in as agile, that maybe 14 to 30 days you can definitely see the first output. And it basically focuses on like the priority requirements first. So because you are also targeting the priority requirements, so client is usually very happy with this technology. And as I told you, the team is around 6 to 9 people, and it can vary because the project can be big or it can be small. We can even have 4 to 5 people depending upon how is the project. If it's not a very big project, so we can manage in a team of 4 to 5 people as well. Okay, so now we have Scrum model. So what is Scrum? Scrum is a subset of Agile. Subset as in Agile is a methodology, and Scrum is one of the model of that methodology that is aggressively used across globe. I would say in all the organizations, in all the private sector, it's used aggressively, and a lot of hirings keep happening in this domain for all the key members who are part to this model. So it uses iteration, and it has a scrum team which completes the sprints. Okay, so what is a sprint? Sprint, I would say it's a short race at full speed and goes well with the with the sorry meaning. It's a race is very short, means the duration is very short. 14 to 30 days is the duration, and it it gives you a lot of productivity. So what happens is, Scrum is a model, as I told you. We follow the sprint process in Scrum. So what happens is, every okay, so let me explain you in a better way. Scrum is a model. This needs to be focused very clearly because it's very important from the interview standpoints. So this is a sprint. Sprint is usually one iteration. So one iteration is around 14 to 30 days. In 14 to 30 days, you plan that, for example, a client comes to you and they say that we want something like Outlook, mailing process for our organization, and it's not supposed to be any product of Microsoft or Google. We would want our own. So they want basically a mailing product. So what happens is, you plan out that you will give them something like that, and when you plan out, you use Agile. So what happens is, you you have sprints. So in first sprint, first you decide how many team is required. Is it a big project? Depending upon what is the requirement, you decide the team. The team is from, as I told you, 6 to 9 people. It can be less, it can be more as in 1 or 2 maximum, not more than that. And in that, what happens is, in first set, you are supposed to give an output, and in that is in 14 to 30 days, and that is called as sprint. So talking more about the sprint, what happens is that you you have the requirements. First requirement is, you should be able to uh, send the mails, you should be able to create the mails, you should be able to have a Outlook wherein you can see the mail is from creation to send folder, that will be in Outlook. Then you have deleted mails and all such uh, functionality. So what happens is, you decide all your requirements. So what happens is, okay, so you have your requirements, you write all your requirements, that what are the main requirements in the product backlog. Backlog means, product is a mailing tool that is supposed to be given, that is a product. And backlog means, backlog is in Agile is that you write everything that is supposed to be done. So every requirement written here is a story. Story is not the task that you are supposed to do. It is basically the I would say just the requirements. Task is, for example, if I write, very first thing that is required is, we want to see have a inbox. Inbox is a requirement, it's a story. And the task would be, In inbox we will have multiple tasks, that you will have, you can have all mails, you can have unread mails, you can have read mails, archived mails, whatever, and certain other features. You can have starred mails, you should have the functionality of move the mails and all that stuff. That is task, but the requirement is inbox. So similarly, that you need to be very clear with what is the difference between a task, a story, because a interviewer would try to confuse you to a greater extent between what we can have in a product backlog. But the fact is, we are supposed to have the stories as to what are the requirements. So we have all the requirements here in the product backlog. Then the business analyst in Agile is called as the product owner, and then we have the team development team. We have the scrum master, and then we have a lot of meetings which happen in Agile. So we'll look into them going forward. So here I'm just giving you idea about how it is in more details. So every sprint, you see, it goes through phases. Discover is, you discover as in, these are the requirements, you discover what are the requirements. So this is kind of discovery that you have done, that in this product we need we have 6 requirements, right? So this is discover. From discover, you say, you go to the design phase, as we go in every model. So in design, after design, you develop that. Once the development is done, it is tested well, and then the same item, and it can be deployed, it is gone live. After that, the next sprint starts, and in next sprint we have the same thing happening. So it is iteration, means the same thing is happening again and again. So that is sprint 2. Similarly, we will have sprint 3, so on and so forth, depending upon the project, till the time it is actually live. Means if we have 6 requirements, we are supposed to complete all of them. And one thing in Agile is, we might start with 6, but maybe by the end you will have 10 requirements, which is not the case in waterfall model. That is why Agile is aggressively used. It's very flexible. Everybody is happy, teams are happy, stakeholders are happy who are giving you the project, because they can change their mind very easily, that yes, my requirement changed, so they are happy with this. So sprint backlog is, in first sprint you say that out of product backlog total requirements, I will take only 2. Okay, so you decide in first sprint I will look into outbox, which is where the mails are kept, and the inbox. You keep these 2 requirements as the part of first sprint, and you start your sprint. Now in sprint, when you start your sprint, what happens is, you have sprint planning. What is it? It is basically, you are having this product backlog. Here you had, as I told you, you have outbox and all these things. And from outbox, which are you going to take forward in first sprint? We decided that we will take forward outbox, and we'll take forward the inbox, and we will start implementing these 2 functionalities. Now that kind of discussion, which teams decide, that happens in sprint planning, that what are we going to do in the first sprint. So it is basically what we are going to deliver. So that is sprint backlog, means requirements of that specific sprint. You should be very particular and very clear with the terminology in Agile, because whenever you are going for any kind of interview, the questions asked would be very specific, like what is a sprint backlog. So you should be very well aware of these terms, and you should not forget these. Secondly is the daily scrum. Daily scrum is kind of a stand up. If you work in any organization, you would be aware of it. A stand up is a call which happens just for 15 minutes or maybe 20 minutes maximum, depending upon how much is the team and how are they taking their time to speak. And the main motive of scrum is, you just provide the information that is there any blockage. Nobody is asking you how much have you done, what is your pending items and all that. Nobody's aware of all this and doesn't want to know even. They just want to know that there is no showstopper thing, means there is no thing which is actually blocking you from going ahead, because the time in which you are supposed to complete a sprint is 14 to 30 days maximum. And in that time, if you are stuck and if you do not have daily scrums, then nobody will know that you were stuck, and in 30 days will come and then you will be lost and the project will be in a bad shape. So that is why we have these daily scrums which are very important. Then we have the sprint review. Sprint review is when you have completed your sprint one, means you have completed the work of creation of inbox and outbox. Then you have a meeting with the stakeholders where you demonstrate that, see, we have done this thing, and you get their feedback. That is the sprint review. So then we have sprint retrospective. Sprint retrospective is basically what you have learned, lessons learned. Whenever in life also, you learn daily from what has happened in your life. Similarly, in the project, whatever things you have done wrong, you learn from them. And what happens is you have a meeting, proper meeting internally, where everybody gives their viewpoint that we did this thing, this is wrong. So for example, I will give you the example of this would be, first sprint is over, then you realize that we worked on outbox. We should have first worked on creation of the mail. If mail is not created and you are not clicking on send, how will you test outbox? So that was foolishness on the part of the team. So that is all that we should have taken up uh, creation of the mail first before taking up outbox. That kind of discussions or the lessons learned, they are in sprint retrospective. Then we have the product backlog refinement. So that is what, that now we thought that now we should have, okay, so maybe we had put the creation of mail as seventh requirement in the complete product development. So after first sprint we realized, no, it should be changed, the priority of this should be first. So this kind of discussion happens in product backlog refinement. So whatever is the tenure of the sprint, the this thing happens, these meetings happen in that tenure. The only meeting which happens daily is the daily scrum, which is very important. Okay, so now comes the product owner, which is the business analyst. Now if we talk about these meetings, daily scrum is the meeting which is done by one of the person who is called as the scrum master. If we talk about scrum master, he is facilitator as in he just initiates and asks, okay, this is done, this is done, all that. He just facilitates this meeting like daily scrum. Apart from that, to be very honest and little blunt, he has no power. He just asks you what are the blockages that you have, and he tries to reach out to people that please help them. And that's it. Scrum master is not responsible for anything much in this. Very major role is played by a product owner. Product owner as in the business analyst. So the business analyst is the person who is supposed to take care of all these meetings. He should discuss with team, and he should be the one who should make this list. This is one, this is two, what is the priority of all the requirements, all the user stories. He is the one who should be responsible for prioritizing the requirements, and he is the one who will go to the client and he will demonstrate the product and he will get the feedback. And once we'll have the feedback, he will sit with the team and he will provide them the feedback in the retrospective, and then they will discuss in this meeting what are the lessons learned. And then he will be the one who will have this product backlog refinement meeting, wherein he will make the alterations in the requirements, wherein, as I told you, he will be the one who will say that seventh is not supposed to be the seventh requirement, it should be priority one. So here, if we see 1 2 3 4, it's just not the numbering, it is the priority of the requirements. So we prioritize the requirements by giving them the numbers. So that is what is the responsibility of the product owner, and he makes sure all these meetings they keep happening. And development team, this is the team which is the set of the people who are supposed to work on, I would say, a given sprint. So what is the team? Team is a set of cross-functional experts. Cross-functional experts are the people who are from different domains but are expert of their domains. We usually call them as SMEs. SMEs are like subject matter experts. Subject matter experts, as in somebody can be expert in coding development, somebody would be having is a certified tester, somebody is a certified designer. So we have SME of every domain, and all these people are part of the team of 6 to 9 people who are supposed to work on that project, on that sprint. So that is the team. Then we have the master. So in total, when we talk about 6 to 9 people, these 6 to 9 people include scrum master, who is the facilitator of everything, who tries to find out you have any roadblocks. You have the product owner, who is the business analyst, the team, which is the development team. So these all contribute to 6 to 9 people of the organization. And as we discussed, we have the product backlog, which is complete set of requirements, and subset is the sprint backlog. Subset is always, this is 1 to 13 is the requirements, and 1 out of 4 to be used in one sprint, that is subset of 13. So this is the subset, and this is the product backlog. So this is what is the not a very broad overview, what, but I have given you a view of what is a sprint and how we move forward in it. If you have any kind of queries, please do write to me. I will proceed further with the sprint with more industrial examples, so that it's more clear to you. If you like my channel, please do like, share and comment, and I will be very happy to respond back to all your queries. Thank you so much.